This segment has to do with some protesters down in Baton Rouge, and as indicated, the protesters that were arrested have had all of their charges dropped. But Roland's going to interview one specific person who went from New York down to Baton Rouge in order to support our people.
All right, folks, welcome back to News One Now. Update on the protesters in Baton Rouge. Prosecutors there have actually dropped the charges against more than 100 protesters who, of course, were taken to the streets to protest the death of Alton Sterling. Among those arrested was DeRay McKesson, as well as many other people. And one of those folks arrested was this young lady, Aisha Evans. She was arrested, and that took place on July 9th. She was a mother of a 5-year-old. She went down to Louisiana to protest the death of Alton Sterling.
This particular photo has been blowing up all over the internet, and for good reason.
Many folks remember the iconic photo of her confronting police, but recently I was in New York and sat down with her to talk about why she chose to protest in Baton Rouge. Listen to this conversation. Why did y'all want to go to Baton Rouge?
Well, we want to support our people. So I prayed about it, actually. Because, you know, so many injustices happen, and you be flying around the country, going everywhere, and you look at your pockets like, man, I'm everywhere. And, you know, supporting our people. But I really thought about the Baton Rouge situation, and I felt propelled to do something about it. I guess the Alton Sterling thing was so egregious, and so I just felt like it was time for me to step back in emotion and take action.
What was the first trip you taken to one of these shootings to protest?
No, one of the more recent ones, yes, but we were very active in the Freddie Gray uprising last year in Baltimore. We were active in the Alfred Wright case, and also with the gentleman Scott, who was lynched out in Mississippi. So we were, you know, I've been active in several civil rights cases or these injustices that were happening to our people. At the end of the day, I'm an African man in America, and this is our people it's happening to, so it's my responsibility to step up.
Why'd you want to go?
Personally, I felt like I didn't do enough the last time around, and it's sad that there was a last time around, the last shooting. I chose to go to work instead of go to protest, and it was actually closer to home. There was a protest going on in New York, and I saw the opportunity, and I couldn't sit down anymore. You know, like they're killing our people, and it's becoming more and more real.
Take us to the scene, because we've seen video, we've heard, but you were literally in the midst of it.
Correct.
You're there, you have cops, you have other protesters. Give us a sense of what that was like.
For me, you know, I smile when I talk about it, and I encourage people who always say that, you know, we do too much marching. We do so much marching. I'm like, no, you ain't did nothing. Because anybody that's actually been out on the battlefield and marched and stood up for our people, it is invigorating. Like, your African warrior spirit come out. When you get to actually stand up and voice your opinions face to face with your oppressors, it is something just, it's contagious. You know, we was demonstrating, we were flexing, and it was very intense. And then the cops started getting more aggressive as we started getting louder and being more boisterous, and it was great to see our people take our power back. So we demonstrate, you know, we don't do the hands up, don't shoot. We say, put your hands down, we're not surrendering. We don't just scream the Black Lives Matter and beg you to acknowledge our lives matter. We already know that. You know, I guess leading up to what I know you're gonna get into with Aisha, they started getting more aggressive with us. They started actually snatching us up like one by one. So the cops started hitting their batons on their shields, boom, like a chant. They started stepping up closer and closer and just trying to dwarf us and snatch us up. And so we would all lock arms, we would stand up, and you see older women, young men, there's kids out there.
So I should describe for you what it was like to be in the midst of that protest.
It was confusing. It was exciting. It was a bunch of different emotions. And the reason why I say it was confusing is just, why are we here? Why do we have to do this, I should say? Why is this even an issue? It's 2016. This is history repeating itself.
So many people have seen the photo that has been shown around the world. And all we can see is the framing of it. Take me to what happened before. How did we arrive at that point of you there in looked like you were alone staring down these cops.
I was. The police officers had moved everyone and had everyone under the impression that if they were in the grass, they would be able to have a peaceful protest. But even in the grass, they were still, being aggressive, increasingly so actually. And at one moment, I can't even say what came over me. I'll put it in God's hands and say it was just the work of the Lord, because it just was like, why are we pushed off to the side? Why are we swept to the side? Why is it okay for us to be pushed into the grass? And I just felt the urge to just stand in front of them, see the faces of these officers that are bringing this injustice to our doorstep.
So other folks retreated to the grass.
Yes.
And you said, I'm not moving.
I'm not moving.
And
what's the point was basically my mind frame.
Then you stood there.
I stood there.
How long was it before the cops moved in to grab you and arrest you?
I'll be honest with you, it seemed like a flash. That's how fast it seemed for me. I stood there and I was able to, stare into the faces of a couple of officers, and I feel, when I saw the picture, I looked really serious, but in my mind, it was a quizzical kind of feeling, like, how do you sleep at night? Are you okay with yourselves? So it was fast for me.
So you get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you in jail?
24 hours.
It was interesting, as I was on social media, and there were a lot of people was there, because you were a 5-year-old child?
6.
6-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
son, daughter.
Son.
There were a lot of people who were saying, what is wrong with her? How dare this woman go out there, she got a child at home,
Mm-hmm.
and she's protesting and get arrested. What do you say to them?
Honestly?
Yes, honestly.
That's your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion, and you can keep your opinion to yourself, to be honest. It's my life, it's my choice, it's, the same way you have your opinions, I have mine. The same way you have your actions, I have mine. And it was my action, it was my decision to say, I don't want my son to be outside playing with a toy water gun and then he's dead. I don't want my son to ask me if he can go to the corner store and I have to say no because I don't know if he's gonna come back alive. That's a harsh reality for me. My son is my world, my son is my life. So I got arrested, but I got arrested for a reason. I actually told my son about it. I like to be very open and honest with him, and he told me, his response was, only bad people get arrested, Mommy. Why did you get arrested? And that spoke volumes to me.
Last question on both of you. Will you do it again?
All day, every day.
I plan on it.
And what if you get arrested again?
Then I get arrested again, and then I'll get arrested again, and then I'll get arrested again, and then I'll get arrested again, and I'll get arrested again.
Somebody has to stand up for us. And when we defend ourselves as African people in America, we're looked at as terrorists or radicals or whatever the case is. But if we don't stand up for ourselves, who's going to take care of us? The American government hasn't done a good job of that historically. And so it's like, we gotta stand up and take care of ourselves as a people. Otherwise, we're gonna be in the situation that we're in.
Jay, Aisha, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent. And our younger, quote unquote, younger people, are opening their eyes, and they are the ones that are taking action. And they are the ones, historically, that lead us out of darkness into the light. So, Black Lives Matter, I'm 100% in your corner. Anytime somebody pushes up on you guys and I get wind of it, I damn sure push back.